When I was a kid, I was extremely afraid of flying by plane from simple reason. My sister loved to watch all those amazing documentary movies about bad things which happened during the flights. So I was extremely afraid. But when I was growing up and I wanted to travel more, I just need to fight with this fear and start just traveling by plane. Surprisingly, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. When you are traveling a lot by plane, you are starting creating your own habits. For example, in my case, I'm putting all my liquids to those little 100 milliliters bottles and then to the plastic bag, to the first pocket in my backpack, just to remove it fast in the security check-in. Or for example, I'm drinking my water just to pass with empty bottle through the security. When I moved to Peru, I discovered that some things are just working totally different when you are traveling by plane. That's why I'm recording like those 5 things that you need to know if you are taking domestic flight inside of Peru, so it will be just easier for you and you can save like a lot of money on this. Print your boarding pass. So when you are traveling by cheap airlines, for example in Europe, Wizz Air or Ryanair, you are just taking your boarding pass on your phone, going to the airport. But the thing is that in Peru it's not working this way. For example, if you want to book cheap flight, you can book from Viva Air, and domestic flights are like 70-80 soles, which is super cheap, and there's a lot of promotions, so mostly you can buy for 70-80 soles. But the thing is, you cannot take the boarding pass on your phone, you just need to print it. So every single time when I'm traveling, I need to ask in hostel or find a place to print my boarding pass, because you just cannot go to the airport with your amazing boarding pass on your phone. You just need to bring it on paper. Packing to your backpack. So you have your boarding pass and it's time to choose if you want to travel with suitcase or you want to travel with the backpack. The thing is that the most airlines only allow you to take a backpack. It's not about how big is your like hand luggage. The thing is that it's really allowed only to take the backpack. So it's like it's treated as the personal item. But the good thing is that when you have backpack, no one cares before the boarding. They're just checking who has the suitcase, and they're checking the tickets if you bought extra suitcase. But if you have backpack, no one ever checked my backpack, and they just came, put a sticker on it. Of course, if I'm not wrong, they're huge bag, they're allowed too, but just check this with backpack. I never had the problems. Just take your backpack, it can be bigger, and they will still allow you board to the plane. Just don't take your suitcase with you. You can't refill your bottle with the water. In Europe, when I was traveling, I was just taking my bottle, going through security, then going to the bathroom, refilling with the water, just to first save the money and save the plastic, just to not buy those expensive bottles of water on the airport. The thing is that in Peru you cannot do this. Like, first, the quality of water is super low. Even if you go to the bathroom, there will be signs which will tell you just to not refill your bottle because the water is not drinkable, it's just not good for your health. You can pack as much liquids as you want. Yes, you can, and it's a good thing. As I told you, you cannot refill your bottle with the water, but the good thing in the domestic flights, and remember it's domestic flights, you can take as much liquid as you want. When you are going to security, there is different security for international flight, different security for domestic flight. My problem was that I was always coming, taking my little bag with the liquids, putting on the check, and the thing was that then I discovered that I don't need to do this. So you can pass with as much liquids as you want. You can take your bottle full of the water to the airport and it will be fine. They will just let you go through the security. So remember, take as much water as you want. You can just pass with your water. You don't need to worry that you cannot refill this. Take your water and drink your own water. Boarding groups. That was my huge culture shock. When we are getting your boarding pass, on the boarding pass you have something like boarding group. There is probably, in most cases that I had, there are 4 boarding groups, which means when you should board and in which group. When they're starting boarding, they're reading that now it's time for boarding for the group 1, so group 1 is starting the line, and people are entering, then they're announcing group 2 going, and group 3 and group 4. The thing is, I remember I had one flight that they created 4 groups. They create like 4 rows that you need to stand, and then they will be allowing a specific row to enter. But in most times they're just announcing which group you are boarding. So check your boarding group and just enter with your boarding group. It just make life easier of everyone on the airport, and it's just faster to board with your group to the plane. I hope those 5 things will help you to travel on domestic flights in Peru, and you'll save the money. You don't need to pay for your bottle of the water or for the boarding pass because you didn't know about this, that you need to print one. If you like the video, just click this thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, just subscribe. And you have any ideas or you want to know something more about Peru, just leave the comment and I'll see if I can make a video about this. So see you next week.